Hello and welcome to a new video. Today you're gonna take a look at a no legendary team for the Master League here right now. We're going to have our Gyarados here with the fast move Dragon Breath. You might see actually some Dragon Tail games as well. If you didn't know, I had Dragon Tail on this before. Dragon Tail is a legacy fast move for the Gyarados. This is a 3-turn move compared to the 1-turn move Dragon Breath. I might talk a little bit about why I changed back to Dragon Breath as well. But yeah, in general, the main idea here was actually that I have encountered a ton of Ho-Oh leads, a ton of Groudon leads, and also a ton of Kyogre leads, which all get beaten down by the Gyarados. And I actually encountered a lot of them as well here with this team, but before, while I played Dragon Tail, this team really sucked. Like, honestly, this team was horrific. I think on my first 2 sets, I went 1-9. So you're also going to see some games of that one. But as soon as I changed my moveset to the move Dragon Breath, even though it's the same type, here see me using Dragon Tail, even though it's the same type and it's supposed to be weaker compared to the stats, this team was really amazing and really solid to use, so I can highly recommend it to you. I also have to say though, for the games that I lost, a lot of times I was insanely unlucky. Here you see me getting a defense drop with Crunch. Like, I had so many times where my opponent just got the craziest luck against me and I was super unlucky with my debuffs and whatever. And yeah, like this is something then that you cannot really control. Here my opponent goes for the Sacred Fire, is going to knock us out, but we can still go ahead and go into our very cool boy here with Gyarados. We will be able to resist the fast move and we can go for one Awkward Tail now, or we can just farm all the way down as well. Yeah, we're gonna go for the wrong move, sadly. I thought this would already knock them out, but sadly they are too bulky for us, and we are, of course, they're going to survive with 1 HP exactly, because why not? Like, there is literally no other play. We see the Lugia came back in here. It's a very good matchup for us, but still not really ideal either here by any means. But yeah, in general, I really find it interesting that Dragon Breath is preferred over Dragon Tail in basically any Pokemon that has both options. For example, also the what's called Dragonite would have access to Dragon Tail or Dragon Breath, both of them. But it's like one of the things where I really feel like, okay, Niantic kinda should maybe try to balance things out. Not directly Dragon Tail or whatever, but in general, like, where do you really see a lot of 3-turn, 4-turns or 5-turn moves in the meta right now? Like, basically every Pokemon has, I feel like at least it has fast moves that are either 2 or 1 turn. Everything else, especially in the Great League meta, not so much in the Master League meta. For example, here we have Dragon Tail Lugia, we have the Incinerate Ho-Oh, but all the other ones here, for example, Snarl on Zacian is also still okay, even though Quick Attack is usually preferred in terms of what Poke says. But anything else, you have like Powder Snow, you have Mudshot, you have Psycho Cut, you have Counter, you have Dragon Breath, you have Lock On, you have so many fast moves, you have Shadow Claw that are all 1 or 2 turn moves that are all way better in general. Like, Snarl is used on Zacian not because it's such a strong fast move or whatever. It's actually, if you just look at the stats, a pretty horrific fast move. It just doesn't have a better one other than Quick Attack, but Snarl just has a better coverage in terms of the typing it has, but doesn't really say that this move itself is very strong. Something like Dragon Tail is fine, but again, like, Dragon Tail does 1 more damage, I think, compared to Dragon Breath in terms of the damage output that it has. But if you actually look at the stats itself, it actually does usually, in a lot of cases, less damage than Dragon Breath, just because it's a 1-turn move against a 3-turn move. And if you get like this 1 breakpoint with a 1-turn move, you're going to do way more damage compared to the 3-turn move. So you always just have a very big disadvantage for like those turns, like the moves that needs like 2, 3, 4, or 5 turns. Like, where do you see any 4-turn users? Like, Volt Switch is, I mean, Ampharos, I kinda see that this maybe uses a Volt Switch and maybe sometimes Galvantula, but in general, like, electric types are not really that common. Ampharos kinda is getting some more play right now in the Ultra League, but also it's not really dominating or anything like this. And in Great League, like, find me a Volt Switch user that's very commonly used. Like, Galvantula is not really something that really uses it at all. And Volt Switch is stat-wise the same as the move Shadow Claw. Like, I can name you 20 Shadow Claw users that are all really insane, but you don't have those Volt Switch users at all, even though it is the same stats basically. But 4-turn moves are just so sluggish that you have such a big disadvantage with that it's just not really a good one. So I really feel like Niantic kind of should change something in terms of how they like these choose or use especially 4 and 5 turn moves. Like, okay, there's only one 5 turn moves, but they're completely dead. Like, there's nobody really using Confusion right now in the current meta. There's nobody using any 4 turn move in general right now. And I really hope that they're going to change it a little bit, because I feel like it's a little bit underwhelming to see always the same fast moves, because there's nothing else that you can really use, because 1 turn moves and 2 turn moves are so busted. That's going to be, yeah, not really something that's enjoyable to use. But let me know in the comment section what you really think about this one. You're going to see a lot of losses from me as well still. But yeah, like, honestly, it's wild. I actually really don't like the fact that those moves are basically so much better than anything else. It's all 1 or 2 turn moves, and everything above that is kind of bad. Snarl is not really a good fast move. Dragon Tail is worse than Dragon Breath usually. Like, if you had Broguiere with Dragon Breath, of course Broguiere would use Dragon Breath, but they use Dragon Tail because it's the only thing that they learn. That's not because the move itself is so good. So I actually really don't like this. But yeah, let me know in the comment section what do you feel about the current situation with the move turns in general, that everything is so based around 1 and 2 turn moves. I feel like that's something that I kind of should balance out, because, I don't know, at least I feel like that's something that should be a little bit more balanced, as you have literally only Pokemon that have 1 or 2 turn moves. It's just, I don't know, should give, like, don't nerf those, but like buff those that are not really usable, that are 3 turn moves. Like, why do you not buff Snarl a little bit? Why do you not buff Bullet Seed a little bit? Those moves, like Pokemon, yes, some good Pokemon can learn those moves, but they're still not really that common right now. Umbreon is kind of fine, but like, you also don't really see it too often in Go Battle League either. So I don't know, that would be something that I would really feel like Niantic should change. Otherwise, I talked now 6 minutes about what I really hate about it. It's just something that I realized after I TM'd my Gyarados. Gyarados now has Dragon Breath, as you can see here, which is definitely way better. Because you have faster, you can get your charge move a little bit faster as well, which helped out against Ho-Oh. This was the main reason why I swapped from Dragon Tail to Dragon Breath, was Ho-Oh. Because if you use Dragon Tail, you get to your charge move to, like, or like in general, you basically either lose 3 turns when you go for your first Aqua Tail, or you're going to go ahead and risk the CMP tie, which is good when they throw, but if they don't throw, you're going to go ahead and lose again, I think 2 turns then afterwards, if you go for another Dragon Tail. If you go for your move on the alignment and the opponent doesn't go for the charge move, you're going to lose 5 turns because the opponent sneaks 1 charge move in. Like, it's such a annoying thing to play against a Ho-Oh if you have Dragon Tail. It's literally so annoying. So, like, yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's not really something that I like to see, at least. Here we're going to still have a pretty interesting game here again against this player. Actually, I battled this dude in the regionals in Utrecht as well. This was the yeah, I think that was the losers finals. When he lost against me there, I won that one. He went 4th place and I went 3rd place. I think this is this person. So yeah, good games to them then. But I think they're also my friend still. I don't know, at least I didn't delete them. I don't know. But yeah, we see the next opponent here coming through. We're going to see the Mewtwo in the lead. Mewtwo is something that's a little bit awkward to deal with. If you didn't know, this matchup here with Mammothswine, if you go into the one shield scenario, you can win this. So like, if you're gonna go ahead and go for 1 avalanche here and you get the shield, you can go for 1 high horsepower and one-shot the opponent's Mewtwo. This is something that only happens in the 1 shield scenario, so like, don't try to go for like 2 shields or 0 shields. You will not be able to win this one. But of course, my opponent going to be able to snipe me there with the Dialga, which is a very smart play by them, but also really annoying to deal against it. They're gonna go for the Draco Media immediately, which is going to get shielded by us. We can go ahead and go for an Earthquake, and we will be able to have some better results here as well, as we can knock them out there. Going to still be a very difficult one to deal with. Mewtwo is definitely the most annoying Pokemon to deal with as team, in my opinion. Otherwise, you actually have pretty decent coverage against nearly everything. Mammothswine is such a good save swap right now in the meta. Honestly, very cool Pokemon to use. Yeah, if I get the Crunch debuff, I'll win this game. Let's take a look if we're gonna get the Crunch debuff. Of course, we are not, for whatever reason. Yeah, I mean, 30%. I guess it's more likely to not happen, but here, if we get one, it's actually worse for us, and we of course get one because now my opponent gets, like, I get less farm with my Metagross, so I wouldn't even be able to build up to a Media Mesh, which I usually would have been able to. It doesn't really matter because I still have a Shadow Ball stored here, but that's kind of awkward as well. But in general, I think this team has a lot of play. I think it has a lot of potential. I cannot recommend you to have Dragon Tail in your Gyarados. We see another Gyarados against us as well. Gyarados is a cool pick to deal with Groudon for sure. Groudon cannot do anything against you. The matchup against Groudon is so good. It's really nice for you. Against Kyogre, it's actually already getting a little bit dicey because Kyogre are going to do a ton of damage already with the fast moves against you, even though you have neutral and they have resisted. The waterfall damage from Kyogre is like so strong. Here we're actually going to be able to have some luck there and win the CMP ties against the opponent, as we're going to get out at Zacian here, which we hopefully are going to get the shield from as well. Let's take a look at this. We're going to get the shield, which is amazing. And we can shield this move up as well, go for another fast move, and then go for another charge move. Getting the final shield by the opponent as well, hopefully. But actually, they're going to go ahead and go for some play roughs here, which is wild. This will allow us to go for another avalanche here, as they're going to let this move go through. I can go for another one. Maybe they're going to shield this move up this time around. Let's see what they're going to try to do here. They're going to let this move go through as well. And we see a Groudon coming in. My only play here right now is I know that I survived on Fire Punch. I have to try to catch a Precipice Blades on my Gyarados while letting my Mamoswine go down. That's basically my only play of winning this game here right now. Let's see what we can do here. We can go ahead and go into our Metagross, and we are not able to catch because like it was kind of a guessing game. Like they had so many free turns where I could have swapped and didn't swap, and yeah, like it's just a guessing game. Good game to my opponent. There's not a lot that I can do about this. Very decent lead for us, as well as we're going to get a very decent save swap for us, which is going to be the Guard Jump here. Guard Jump will go down to our Mamoswine, as we're going to shield up the opponent's Outrage, which is very nice. We can go for the Avalanche here, which would knock them out if they want to, but they're going to shield this move up, which is fine for me. I'm not going to risk a CMP tie that I would lose, so I'm just going to go ahead, shield another time, and just get all the energy in the world, allowing us to do some decent damage against these opponents' Metagross as well, as high horsepower is coming through here, going to do a ton of damage. We can swap out into our Gyarados, and we see the Dragonite coming in here. So the opponent is also running a no XL team here. No, not no XL, but no Legendary team here, just like we did with our team. As he can go ahead and go in, like basically go for the full farm down here, try to go for the Awkward Tail. Most likely going to get the shield from the opponent as well. Let's see. And they are going to shield this move up. I will be able to go into my Dragonite here, not Dragonite, into my Metagross here, and we're going to see the superpower coming through. We can knock them out, and we're going to see the opponent's Metagross also going down here. Good game there. Next opponent, we're going to see Gyarados against Kyogre. Here we're going to have a very decent matchup for us. We have to align our Pokemon correctly, so we're going to go ahead and go into the Metagross here. I feel like that they're going to have a Zacian in the back, so I'm going to play around this a little bit and try to predict it a little bit and try to keep my shields onto my Mamoswine. I can knock them out here at least, and I will be able to get to one Earthquake, I think, against the Kyogre as well. It's a pretty decent line, I think, to go for Kyogre plus a double Fairy. Here we're going to see the opponent going for one Surf now, going to not knock us out, and we can go for the Earthquake in return, which will do a ton of damage to the opponent, not coming close to the knockout, but we will be able to farm them all the way down now with our Gyarados, as we sadly see a Dialga coming in. This is something that I didn't expect. I think they have a breakpoint against us. I think if you have a Best Buddy Mamoswine, this might help us out, would have helped us out here as well, as I think they have a breakpoint with a Dialga. I think that's just something that they can have as far as I know, but yeah, we can go for some avalanche damage at least, which is going to do the most damage to them. They're going to shield up both, and we're going to shield up their move as well, as we're going to be able to hopefully still get to one avalanche, and we do, which is amazing here. This is going to not knock them out, but gonna get them super low, which is the best thing that could have happened to us, and they're going to forfeit this game here. Final game here in this video, we're going to see Zacian in the lead. This is horrific. We're going to be able to go into our Mamoswine though, and we're going to have a pretty decent time. Yes, there's nothing that really wants to come in against the Mamoswine. We will be able to take one charge move here, which we can shield up with our Mamo. They're going to go for the close combat, and we can go ahead and go for our own Avalanche. They got the free fast move in, maybe should have went for one more fast move as well, but we're going to be able to get now 2 shields from the opponent, which is all that I'm really going to take here. I'm not going to care too much about the rest now. They can knock me out here, I don't care. I will get the close combat onto me, and I can go into our Metagross here, which will be able to hopefully knock them out after this one as well. I don't know if they get to another move after this, and they do swap out into their Landorus, where we can now retaliate with one more Media Mesh, which is going to do some decent damage. We can try to catch the Superpower onto our Gyarados. This is Superpower, this is Superpower, and we will be able to go ahead and farm them all the way down, as they're going to throw another one against us here. Superpower not going to do too much damage. We will be able to farm them all the way down. We see the Dialga coming in now against us, as we can go for the Crunch damage here. Crunch going to do some pretty decent damage. Didn't get the debuff again. Would have been very cool to get the debuff. I don't know if it really mattered here. We can go for another Awkward Tail. I get them low, but you will see now the opponent going to have hopefully not two charge moves yet. Let's take a look at this. Can we get to our medium mesh? We will be able to win this final game. Hope you enjoyed this video. On the right side, you see the top teams for the Master League. On the left side, my latest video. Hope you enjoyed this one. See you next one. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.